Well, Hindenburg Research, the US-based short seller that had targeted several business entities, including the Adani Group in India, is going to be disbanded, founder Nate Anderson has said. In an announcement that comes days before Donald Trump takes office, Anderson has also clarified that there is no particular threat or personal issue behind his decision to wind up. Hindenburg, remember, targeted the Adani Group in 2022 with what the group said was nothing but a lie and were just calculated attacks on India. In fact, in 2024, the short seller launched another attack on the group, which snubbed the charges as recycled claims that had earlier been discarded. Now, the short seller's move follows an influential Republican lawmaker calling out the US government's decision to probe Adani Group companies. Selective in a letter to the Attorney General, Congressman Lance Gooden, had questioned the need for resorting to the move that risks straining America's global alliances. What do veterans, what do experts make of this? Joining me now is Mukul Rohatgi, Senior Supreme Court Advocate. Thank you, Mr. Rohatgi, for your time. My first question to you, sir, how do you see the move by Nate Anderson, and what does this reflect about the credibility of this short seller? And what does the timing of this closure say? Because it also comes just weeks ahead, in fact, days ahead of Trump inauguration.
Look, I don't think anybody could accept or find out anything more about a dubious organization. An organization which says that they are short sellers, they say that they are out to create havoc in share markets. They were making repeated attacks on the Indian economy, repeated attacks on one industrial house, shaking the confidence of the Indian market, affecting the investment of millions of people. Therefore, a completely bogus organization. And I think they have realized that it is, a shoot and scoot policy. And therefore, they want to just close down because they don't want to face any investigation, either in India or the US or any other jurisdiction. And maybe they fear that when President Trump takes over, he may look into the complaint lodged by Indian bodies and industrial houses or Indian government entities. Therefore, idea is to shut shop and run away.
Mr. Rohatgi, now that they've shut shop or at least announced that they would be disbanded, does that mean that they would not have to face investigation?
Certainly not. You cannot cover your tracks just by saying that you have shut shop. The people who are behind this dubious organization, they will certainly be liable and they can certainly be tracked down wherever they are, and they must face the heat and face the action which this dubious body should face.
Mr. Rohatgi, Hindenburg report findings were completely dismissed by institutions in the court, including the Supreme Court. But the Congress party specifically and also certain opposition parties kept asking for a JPC. What does the latest move of this announcement of the short seller being disbanded mean for opposition politics that for some years now has revolved around the findings of this report?
See, the opposition parties were just using it as a tool to attack the government or attack the industrial house or houses concerned. But now it is very clear that this Hindenburg body is a completely dubious body. So why should it, brook any further discussion, much less a JPC? JPC is a very important parliamentary body. It should focus on other important things and not on a dubious body like this, which just produces rubbish reports to sensationalize delicate markets and economies.
Right. Mr. Rohatgi, when the report came out, a lot of us did not know what a short seller is. How should common people, and also shareholders, people who do not really have that kind of financial literacy, and also political parties look at players like this? Like you rightly said, they appear and then they disappear. But then there are also these allegations that they have tarnished India's private sector. How should common people look at allegations like this even in the future?
Look, a short sell or a short sale is a very simple thing. You first sell a share. Suppose I own Reliance shares, or I don't have any share. But I sell Reliance shares on a Birla share. I sell it today at the current price, say 100 rupees. And then Hindenburg comes with a report which comes down like a ton of bricks. It will push down the price of the share which I have sold today for 100 without having the share. It will push down the price tomorrow to say 80 rupees. If it is 80 tomorrow, I will buy it at 80 and honor the sale that I have made at 100. And I will therefore gain 20 rupees by short selling something which I don't have today, and I pick it up tomorrow at a rate lower than today. This is the avowed object of Hindenburg. This is what they were doing. And the only way to do is to first sell, then create havoc in the market crashes, you pick it up at a lower price, sell it, and you already sold it at a higher price, you honor the sale and pocket the difference. So this is the role of a short seller, which every lay person would understand. And those who are dealing in the market equities, in any case, understand what is a short seller.
Thank you so much for explaining this, sir. Also, another question for you, Mr. Rohatgi. There is a view that India's homegrown businesses are being maligned by people with vested interests. But if there is wrongdoing, I'm sure all of us agree, that also has to be looked into. How do the courts, the state of the country, balance all of this and separate right from the wrong?
Look, madam, every industry in India, homegrown, domestic, or a foreign industry working in India, it must comply with the laws. If there is an infraction of the laws, they will be taken to task. They will be entitled to have legal aid. They will be entitled to have legal recourse. There is no issue on that. But this Hindenburg business is not, you can't have legal recourse. God knows where the person is sitting. He has created a scare in the market. He has run away. This is something very different. And this cannot be countenanced by anybody to tarnish Indian industries or Indian markets or Indian economies. And let me tell you, it seems to me, and I have been following this Hindenburg reports time and again, it appears to be that there is a foreign hand which is interested in destabilizing the Indian economy. Whether it is people or organizations with deep pockets, or it is big industrialists who are inimical to India, to the present government in India, to the markets in India, who wish to destabilize. And one name which comes to my mind is that of a multi-billionaire called Mr. George Soros. He has been making all kinds of statements against the dispensation in this country. So whether him or people like him or people get together to destabilize India, India and the markets in India also have many enemies, hidden and unhidden. So God knows what kind of hands are behind it, but I jolly well think that there would be somebody behind such an orchestrated attack by this body.